What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Pitching Ninja's Filthiest Pitches of the Day. I am Pitching Ninja, and I'm here with a bright-eyed and bushy-haired Will Leahey. What's happening, Will?
Ninja, forgive me for being crass, but the 2024 Chicago White Sox stink.
That's not crass. You could say they're ass, they suck.
The Chicago White Sox they don't just they're the worst team of all time. They do have the worst record ever, at least in the modern era. Pre-modern era, there's a couple real stinkers in there, but none of these teams exist anymore. In pre-modern era, we didn't even have the rules of baseball established, so we're not going to count that. They're the worst team we've ever seen. However, Garrett Crochet, he's pretty good. He's their pitcher. He might not throw a lot of pitches these games because they put him down early, but he's got the left arm of Randy Johnson, the right leg of one of the Rockettes, and he threw kind of another short gem yesterday, Ninja, and I'd like to hear you break it down.
Dude, he is as good as there is on the bump. I mean, all right, not as good as there is. Tarek Skubal's in a whole class by himself. We'll give him that. But the American League, when he's on per pitch, he is freaking disgusting. Like yesterday, I don't know how many people know it, but he tied the AL record of Ks to start a game yesterday, starting this game with 7 consecutive strikeouts. But if it happens and not a lot of people are watching the White Sox, then did it really happen? He had these fastballs up to 100 miles an hour, these wicked cutters, absolutely shoving the baseball down people's throats. His only run he gave up was on a home run, which we all know doesn't count. He had 8 Ks in 3 1/3 innings, giving up that only 1 run on 3 hits. Just ridiculous stuff. And still, the White Sox lost to the Mets 2-0. With all Garrett Crochet did to him, what was his thanks? Another loss. Like that. At the All-Star game, I asked Garrett Crochet why he's gotten so good, and here was his answer. Did anything change this year for you, or you just like finally let it loose?
The cutter.
So that was a big thing?
Yeah, finally getting healthy, and then the addition of the cutter, I think, really did a lot. For the cutter, I'll flip it to the inside, just together right here. Thumb, kind of just splitting the ball in half, I suppose. If I want to get a little bit more lateral movement, throwing it to a lefty, I'll shade the thumb a little closer. Because that's how it is with the slider as well. It's like for more sweep, I find that the thumb more on the side, I get a little more sweep.
He faced Sean Manaea. Sean Manaea was also really good yesterday with 5 Ks and 7 scoreless innings, giving up only 2 hits as the Mets whitewashed the White Sox 2-0. He had these 2-seamers and painted with it, and he had this 2-seamer to win the fabled Manaea-Amaya face-off.
It's a huge day.
He also became the first lefty on the Mets to go at least 7 shutout innings with 2 or fewer hits on the road since Al Leiter did it in 2004. Sean Manaea has been really good lately.
He's putting together a season, Ninja. He's got the best ERA of his career, and he was a very welcome addition to this Mets squad.
So this eats me up sometimes because his main pitch, they call a sinker. It's really a 2-seamer that he isn't intending to throw it at the bottom of the zone. There's several pitchers that do it nowadays, especially like Josh Hader, who lives at the top of the zone. I would love Baseball Savant to just call them 2-seamers or something else because these are not intended to be sinkers. They're intended to live at the top of the zone. And it's just because of the arm slot that the ball tends to rise out of that. Now for the rest of my whip around the league. Brandon Bird Dog Williamson, you might remember why he earned the nickname Bird Dog. He is back, and he had 5 Ks in 3 1/3 innings, giving up 2 runs. He had these fastballs, including his painted fastball and this painted cutter, as the Reds beat the Brewers 4-3 in 11 innings. He faced the Amish ace, Tobias Myers, who had 7 Ks in 5 2/3 innings, giving up 2 earned runs, had his painted slider and changeups. The Cubs mauled the Nats 14-1. Jordan Wicks gave up 1 run in 5 innings, but had no Ks, so he gets no highlights. It's not fair, but I make the rules. He faced Mitchell Parker, who had 8 Ks in 6 innings, giving up 3 earned runs, and despite the fact he lost, he does get highlights. He had these splitters and sliders. Sue me. The Cardinals flew past the Yankees yesterday, 14-7. Miles Michaelis had 5 Ks in 4 innings, giving up 3 earned runs. He had this painted fastball, these sliders, and a strike him out, throw him out, double play. He faced Nestor Cortez, who had 2 Ks in 4 innings, giving up 5 earned runs. He had this paintish fastball and the sweeper. Will's favorite pitcher, Bo Brisky, had 1 K and 1 1/3 scoreless innings. No hits as the opener, as the Tigers clawed past Will's favorite team, the Red Sox, 4-1. He had this slider. He faced Cooper Criswell, who pitched outstanding yesterday with 5 strikeouts and 4 perfect innings. He had this two-seamer, this cutter, and low sweeper. Should they have left him in a little longer? He had 4 perfect innings.
Safe to say that's a yes.
Maybe he was fading during those perfect innings he threw, like he almost let up a base runner.
He threw a whopping 52 pitches, Ninja.
Was he hurt? He was not hurt. They said they pulled a Robbie Ray.
Yeah, Ninja, I think they just wanted to get Dick Mountain in the game here, and it didn't pan out.
They kind of got dicked on a mountain, like in Deliverance.
They got the Deliverance treatment, Ninja.
All right, well, I don't know. I'm not a major league pitching coach, but in this situation, I live in Cooper Criswell until he gives up a base runner. The Guardians sunk the Pirates yesterday, 6-1. Alex Cobb looked really good yesterday with 6 Ks and 6 innings, giving up no earned runs, only 2 hits and no walks. He had these painted two-seamers and these painted splitters. Just an outstanding effort by Alex Cobb. He faced Mitch Keller at 7 Ks and 5 1/3 innings, giving up 3 earned runs. But Keller had these wicked sweepers with up to 22 inches of break. Look how filthy those are. Dylan Cease had 4 Ks and 5 innings, giving up 3 runs. He had these wicked sliders and picked up a White Castle special. And he had this fastball slider overlay, and this is just yucky. He also had his 200th K this game. Got it tossed into the stands, much to Dylan Cease's chagrin. But Manny Machado played the hero here, got the ball back for him. Dylan Cease is now tied for the major league lead in strikeouts with Tarek Skubal at 201. The Padres ended up swimming past the Rays 4-3. He faced Ryan Pepio, who had 4 Ks and 3 innings, giving up 3 runs. He had these fastballs, including his painted fastball and his slider. Ronel Blanco was really good yesterday with 3 Ks and 5 scoreless innings. He had 5 walks, which kind of shortened his day. The Astros flew past the Royals 7-2. He had this curveball, and his ERA right now is 3.03, which is the 5th best in baseball. Just a solid season by the quiet ace, Ronel Blanco. He faced Alec Marsh, who had 5 Ks and 5 innings, giving up 3 runs. He had these fastballs and painted with it, as well as a sweeper. The Rangers beat the A's 6-4. Walter Pennington, who I think I am going to nickname the Bear after Paddington the Bear, because I ran into one of his fellow alumni and they said they know him and said he is a big old teddy bear. So we are going with the Bear. He had 1 K and 1 1/3 scoreless innings and had this slider. He faced Mitch Spence, who had 5 Ks and 5 innings, giving up 2 runs. They had these curveballs over and over and over again. He threw some nasty breaking balls. Darren McCracken, no relation to the famous Phil McCracken, who's on every substitute teacher's roll call.
Or Ern McCracken, for that matter, Ninja.
McCracken had 2 Ks and 4 innings, giving up 3 earned runs as the Marlins glided past the Giants 7-5. Had this changeup and sweeper, and he faced Logan Webb, who had a rare bad outing. He had 4 Ks and 6 innings, but gave up 6 runs. He had these sinkers and sweepers and picked up a sword. The Angels flew by the Mariners yesterday, 3-2. Caden Dana made his major league debut. He had 4 Ks and 6 innings, giving up 2 runs on 2 hits. He had his mid-90s fastball on this slider, and his nickname should be Zool, right?
There is no Dana. There is only Zool.
Zool faced Bryce Miller, who had 4 Ks and 4 2/3 innings, giving up 3 runs, and this fastball, knuckle curve, and sweepers. The D-backs stung the Dodgers yesterday 14-3. Brandon Pfaadt had 10 strikeouts and 5 2/3 innings, giving up 3 runs. He had these changeups and sweepers, including this one that ended up behind Freddie Freeman on this swing. Zach Eflin had 9 strikeouts and 7 innings, giving up 1 run. He had this painted two-seamer, cutter, and sweeper, as well as a bunch of curveballs as the Orioles soared over the Rockies 6-1. Bailey Ober had 8 Ks and 6 innings, giving up 1 run and 1 hit, and that 1 hit was a home run. So what, Will?
It doesn't count.
Doesn't count at all. As the Twins tiptoed past the Blue Jays 4-3. Ober had these fastballs and painted with it, as well as, of course, his changeups. He faced Yariel Rodriguez, who had 3 Ks and 3 scoreless innings, giving up only 3 hits. He He had this paintish fastball and this slider. And probably the game of the day yesterday, the Phillies beat the Braves 3-2 in 11 innings. Aaron Nola went 6 innings with 9 Ks.
Nice.
Giving up 2 runs. He had these fastballs, picked up a sword, painted with this two-seamer, had this vicious knuckle curve. Just a really good outing from Aaron Nola. And I'm telling you, the Phillies rotation is showing signs of rising up. Again, when the postseason happens, Zach Wheeler and Aaron Nola turn into the dynamic duo of filth, just dominate. Nola faced Spencer Schwellenbach. Let's go to Schwellenbach, Texas. Says he really free and the boys. Schwellenbach had 2 Ks in 5 2/3 innings, giving up 2 runs, and had these fastballs. Now onto my filthiest relievers. Carlos Hernandez had these 99-mile-an-hour heaters and wicked slider. Edwin Diaz K'd the side with his fastball and sliders, and I love the way he set up these sliders, going up and in with these fastballs, opening up the outside part of the plate. This is just old school pitching. Joan Duran had these curveballs. Carlos Estevez had these upper 90s fastballs. Brant Herter was excellent in relief with 5 Ks in 5 innings and had these fastballs and sweepers, including this absolute wipeout sweeper. Yes, he did throw in my basement, Will.
I was wondering, Ninja.
Joe Jimenez had these sliders and was really good yesterday. Ben Joyce had this 103-mile-an-hour heat, or maybe this was a changeup from him. We don't know. Michel Otanez, the Dominican Shohei Ohtani, had this fastball and slider. Prelander Baroa had these sliders and picked up 3 Ks. And here's Prelander matched up against Zoolander. You can see their mechanics here. Who hit the blue steel better, Will?
I'm going Prelander, but it's close.
Edwin Uceda had this 90-mile-an-hour changeup, and Robert Suarez had this 101-mile-an-hour gas. My top 5 filthiest pitches of the day yesterday. Number 5, Raisel Iglesias for this Expelliarmus changeup. He also had these wicked sliders and a couple of other good changeups. At number 4, Mitch Keller and those disgusting sweepers with up to 22 inches of horizontal break. At number 3, Brandon Pfaadt for the sweeper that ended up behind Freddie Freeman. At number 2, Aaron Nola's stuff. Just a great outing from Nola. And at number 1, it's Garrett Crochet. Anytime you tie an AL record, you're going to be my filthiest pitcher of the day. You pick the pitch. And now, my pitching ninja moment of Zen. It's the legendary Harper Merrifield hat flip duel. Here are their mechanics matched up side by side. My picks of the day today, I'm going to start out with Freddie Peralta for 6 Ks or more. Then take Garrett Cole for 6 Ks or more. And top it off with Jack Flaherty for 6 Ks or more. What would your picks of the day be?